and then that God has said He is going to blow on this fire that is ignited here at Jesus Fest, and is going to blow to the north and the south and the east and the west.
I want to see what I see for church.
Yes.
Here. Hey, my name's Pitbull, but I'm gonna let y'all know exactly how I grew up and how I see church. Okay? I started at a very young age, jumping into what everybody calls a gang life, with the only person that I knew to be the person that I could feel safe with was my sister. But I promised that little girl from the day I was sworn in and, lack of a better word, beaten to a pulp, that I would protect her. I knew her as my little sister, not as anything other than that. I've been through beaten up, trapped in alleyways, well, everything that everybody looks down on is where I've been. I grew up in a out in the sticks kind of, how do I put this? I lived in the hillbilly or hick area of Tallahassee, Florida. But what I understood was that the strongest relationship isn't with the people around you or the blood that comes side by side with you. It's the people that understand. It's the people that consider that you've had a bad past or you've had some mistakes to be there when you need them. And I love to say that, I hate to say this, but I love to say this. If it wasn't for Jesse, I probably wouldn't have come back to God. I started at a young age going to church and being okay with it. And then my 18th birthday, just probably the first time that anybody had ever seen me smoke or chew or anything, I got a baseball bat to the back of my head. But you know what Bible verse ran through my mind that whole time? It was John 3:16. God forgave His only begotten Son, that anyone that believes in Him will not perish but have forever lasting life. I was reciting that time and time again until I was unconscious. If it wasn't for a really good friend of mine at the time coming down the road and finding me laying there, I probably wouldn't be here today. And everybody says that it's a religious thing, that it's a friendship thing. No, something told him that he needed to come that way, to come check on me, because something just wasn't right. And I'm real good at that normally, but I brushed it off. I brushed everything that I knew, everything that came to mind normally, or red flags, I brushed off. I thought I was perfectly fine. Come to find out I wasn't. I had 13 fractures in the back of my skull because of somebody that didn't like me, because I was smoking and I went to church, because I believed that even though there's the devil out there somewhere in something, that I was going to be okay, and I wasn't. But I've been on the streets since just before my first birthday, and there's things out here that most people wouldn't even think of, but we're no different than people that have houses, that have cars, that have jobs. We just do things a little different. And most people don't understand that, most people don't get it, but I've learned through time and through a lot of mishaps and mistakes that blood isn't always blood. Your best friend could be like your sister, or your aunt, or your uncle, but you know what? If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I have to say thank you, because there's been a lot of mishaps, there's been a lot of trouble, there's been a lot of mistakes, and a lot of thoughts that most people shouldn't have, because I couldn't do it, or so I thought. And then there'd be that one person who'd be like, hey, you want to come hang out? You want to come do something? and it would remind me that there is people out there that may not be blood, may not be family, but they're there. And the quote, "Blood or water's thicker than blood." I believe that's the day I got. You know why?
This is kind of
the blood that I had, the family that I had, left me to live on the streets and not have that control. I didn't know. I had to learn from a young age that I have to be an adult because somebody else needs me.
This is Aeryal. This is Pitbull and Sandy. Both Firestone. Feel bad for forgetting the dog's name. And they're friends. And what I was going back to, like what I was trying to share with you guys earlier, my heart is actually in Swamp Town, which is where they live when I'm here. And that's where God brought me. Although I don't live there with them, God provided me a house. But anyway, they're my friends. And I see that. Oh, there's a verse that like kept coming to me today in James chapter 2, verse 5. That's, "Has God not chosen the poor of this world to be rich in faith and heirs to the kingdom which he has promised to those who love him? But you have dishonored the poor." And what I see a lot in the city, and something that's going to happen through Jesus Fest this time together too, is healing in the community, where it's where classes are so broken down and everyone's judging someone that's different than themselves. And this is something that I know God is going to heal during this weekend a lot for our city to have the healing we need. Is that there's so much, you see it on social media and stuff, that like because they don't have a house and they have to live in the streets, the people and those who are in a different place and like are judging all of crime. It's because of them. It's just a bunch of stupid drug addicts and all this stuff. Lies, these are my friends, and if you talk bad about them, then you're against me, and rather not get into a fight. Anyway, this is Aeryal. This is Pitbull, Kevin, and Sandy. And you heard a little bit about Pitbull's story, and I want to thank you. Aeryal has a very important story. Honestly, like you think of, a lot of people think, oh, it's just because of drugs, that's why they don't have a house. It's not easy to get a house when you first want to get a house. And money, sometimes hard stuff happens in life. There's a lot of other reasons in that. I'll just say, because I know so many people that live in the streets personally, that there's like, as the same as all of you, we're all on a different journey. And there's like hurts and reasons. A righteous man considers the cause of the poor. The wicked does not understand such knowledge. There's a verse in Proverbs. Take it to heart. But I just wanted to say, in Swamp Town, it's a beautiful community of people that are looked down on by the rest. But I honor them because, like the verse that I just spoke on, God, his heart is with the poor and the hurting and the downcast. And so if we just keep judging them, then we're basically against God. Because it says in Matthew chapter 25, like, read it. Do you disregard those in need? You're disregarding Jesus. And it's going to suck later on for you. It's true. But I love you guys. Say with me if you want to I want to honor Pitbull, Bolt, Firestone, Sandy, and Aeryal, because they're here. They got up early for them, and I got on the bus all the way over here because I invited them, and they're really important to me. And I was saying that, like, that's where my heart is, that's where my church is with them, where they live. That is my church. There's a lot of churches and buildings and all that stuff. Mine is with my friends. There's a lot more friends, and these are some very important ones. So, say with me, we honor you.
We honor you.
Friends.
Friends.
You are greatness.
You are great.
And you are valuable.
You are valuable.
Thank you.